Shortly after the release of an audio recording this past Saturday morning of a conversation that allegedly included.
The WNBA has long faced criticism for poor officiating. Many of the issues have been attributed to incompetence, but the root cause is deeper. A leaked audio tape suggests that the WNBA could be rigged from the top down. Manipulation and meddling originate from the commissioner's office. This explains why Caitlin Clark is repeatedly attacked in games. An internal investigation has been launched to further support the claims. Could this be the real reason for the league's silence, while Caitlin Clark continues to face bullying? Let us get in. The audio suggests a roster of references receiving a secret payment from Kathy Angelbert. Bribery and kickbacks were linked to Angelbert, the top executive. Reports of consulting bonuses and off-the-books travel incentives following controversial games. The concealed agenda favors certain players while ignoring others. The WNBA may be dealing with its largest crisis yet, as recent games have raised concerns about officiating, particularly with Caitlin Clark. Several events corroborate this notion, but the closing 2 seconds of the Fever vs. Liberty game are particularly noteworthy. The game continued after a tactical Fever timeout, with the hope of a magical ending. The scenario appeared plausible. Sophie Cunningham threw the ball to Caitlin Clark, who attempted to set up for a shot before being stripped in a hard move. Despite the clear contact, no foul was called.
Screening action down low. Clark has to get open. 1 second left. Clark doesn't get the shot off. Cloud locks her up. And New York comes into Indianapolis and takes the checkered flag.
The referee ignored Clark's Fever complaint, despite its significance to the game. The Liberty won with a final score of 9,088. Sometimes it feels as if the conclusion was already decided before the last whistle. Ignoring clear decisions in high-stakes games feels not just unfair, but also contrived. Caitlin Clark supporters are becoming dissatisfied with the frequency of these calls, which cannot be justified by human mistake. Clark experienced cheap shots since her freshman season. Throughout her career, she has been subjected to harsh penalties and unfair decisions. The Connecticut Sun defeated the Fevers 87-81 in Game 2 of the WNBA playoff season. The game's officiating received significant attention. During the first quarter, Clark attempted a deep three but was caught off balance by Dana Bonner's tenacious defense. She waited for a whistle from the officials, but did not hear one.
Rebound against Indiana, something Connecticut did very well in the first quarter of Game 1. Here's Clark, 3 to shoot. Gonna have to hoist from the logo. An air ball. And Clark wanted a foul. Felt like Bonner ran into her. But a shot clock violation.
Caitlin Clark faced physical play in a 103-88 loss against the Seattle Storm, which the officials largely disregarded. Storm player Ezi Magagor knocked Clark off balance while setting a screen, but the refs did not call a foul. Caitlin Clark was on a wild drive to the hoop, but absorbed a few of hits before there. The referee had no reaction.
One-on-one, Sammy Whitcomb with 8 seconds left. Goes around to Gumake, drives baseline, and shot rejected by Ezi Magagor. Second opportunity is up and in by Nellis.
Why is the WNBA focusing on the athlete who is saving the league rather than protecting her? This is her retribution.
I don't know how fair that is, but what I will ask you is this. Clearly, her return has obviously generated additional eyeballs. I have no doubt that the ratings are going to show as much. How receptive do you believe the WNBA is going to, I'm not talking about the league, but the players within the league are going to be towards Caitlin Clark moving forward now that we've seen what her absence, what kind of impact her absence provides?
Despite Caitlin Clark's record-breaking viewership, it's difficult to ignore the underlying issue. Despite Caitlin Clark's obvious influence, it appears that the league is attempting to highlight another player. Despite Caitlin Clark's harsh treatment, one player has remained unaffected. With each game, she is becoming a league favorite. A'ja Wilson, a 22-year-old Las Vegas ace. During the Fevers vs. Aces game, the WNBA provided a guide on how to properly present an MVP. Wilson made 13 free throws in the contest, more than the whole Fever team combined. It was far worse than that. The Fever's runs were often halted by the whistle. The WNBA's efforts to portray A'ja Wilson as a queen have failed, as fans recognize that she is not. A recent game between the Connecticut Sun and the Las Vegas Aces had a poor TV audience of 100,000. Having 100,000 viewers for a WNBA game in 2025 featuring the league's alleged top player should be considered a crime. Caitlin Clark's lowest viewership this season is 580,000 viewers. The WNBA has decided where they will base their operations, while it is evident who drives the league's success. Unfortunately, it is not within Caitlin Clark's jurisdiction. The situation has escalated to the point where even Coach Stephanie White cannot remain silent. During post-game interviews, she has openly criticized the treatment.
I thought she got fouled. I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games. A minus 31 free throw discrepancy. And I might be able to understand it if we were just chucking threes, but we're not. We're attacking the rim. And the disrespect right now for our team has been pretty unbelievable.
While fans may not always be experts, they often have valid beliefs and can detect suspicious behavior. The most current one focuses on money. Think about it. What are the ways to earn money through sports? Betting. Some referees may be fixing games to maximize betting rewards. In sports betting, even little incidents such as a foul or a missed call can result in significant payouts. Profits are significant despite tight margins. Basketball referees have already been caught wagering on games they officiate. The most recent betting scandal involved an NBA referee. He was sentenced to 15 months in prison for utilizing his insider knowledge to provide betting recommendations, including on games he was officiating. Don Nagy said he did not fix the outcomes, but his co-conspirators disagreed. The majority of their bets were on games he refereed, resulting in significant profits. If it's possible in the NBA, why can't it happen in the WNBA, especially with more attention, funding, and pressure? When fans and players lose trust in referees, the league's reputation suffers. The WNBA's recent rise to prominence may have negative consequences, particularly for Commissioner Angelbert. Many transactions have been linked to her name. The referees have been involved in contentious no-calls in recent times.
Oh, there's a lot. Away. I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.
Oh, Marina Mabry's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabry is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it.
If the claims against Angelbert are baseless, why hasn't she defended herself yet? Why hasn't she cleared the media? Untrustworthy leadership in the WNBA might harm the league's credibility. Some fans have started a campaign to seek Angelbert's resignation. The more issues like this arise, the more momentum the agenda will gain. We wish the rumors were false and could be used as a justification for poor officiating. However, these are more than just terrible calls. This is obviously something greater. The WNBA must act quickly to address the ongoing issue, as time is of the essence. They don't want to lose the trust of their financial backers. Sponsors avoid uncertainty and do not want to be connected with a league whose leadership is under federal investigation, especially if the league is known for championing women's empowerment. Some argue that Adam Silver and the NBA should take over leadership of the WNBA to steer the league in the right path. The decision may appear extreme, but it could be just what the league needs. This approach would ensure referees are held accountable. The leadership would receive a much-needed reset, while supporters would have a sense of their opinions being heard. Change is urgently needed. Let's be open and honest. Fans are outraged, referees make questionable calls, and one star appears to consistently benefit from every whistle. Leaked communications, internal probes, and a silent commissioner have all contributed to the current situation. The league is balancing the need for growth and legitimacy with the risk of manipulation. This is not just about Caitlin Clark or A'ja Wilson, or a single missed foul. Trust in officials, leaders, and the game itself is crucial. If the WNBA does not act quickly, it risks losing more than just fan support. This includes sponsors, players, and the league's future. You may market empowerment all you want. If the game isn't fair, it won't attract viewers, players, or sustain the league. So the question is straightforward. Will the Women's National Basketball Association improve or fall silent? Stay tuned. as this is far from over. Please like and subscribe for future updates. Music.